So what had happened was last night I was driving on the highway and this fell down. Tailpipe fell down. And it looks like, from what I can see, I'm not quite under there with the camera, but it looks like the piece that was holding this on broke. It's a piece of metal right here. There's a piece of metal that looks like maybe it was attached to this and it broke off somehow. Don't know what that's about. Anyway, I went to the laundromat over here and asked if they had a metal coat hanger. They had this white one, has a little white coating on it, which is fine, that'll burn off. So I'm going to attach this because I'm at the Home Depot parking lot and I was going to get some metal pipe strapping. But why do that when I can just use this, right? It's free. So I'm going to attempt to put this on. Let's see. So what had happened was, last night I was driving on the highway and this fell down. Tailpipe fell down. And it looks like, from what I can see, I'm not quite under there with the camera, but it looks like the piece that was holding this on broke. It's a piece of metal right here. There's a piece of metal that looks like maybe it was attached to this and it broke off somehow. Don't know what that's about. Anyway, I went to the laundromat over here and asked if they had a metal coat hanger. They had this white one, has a little white coating on it, which is fine, that'll burn off. So I'm going to attach this because I'm at the Home Depot parking lot and I was going to get some metal pipe strapping. But why do that when I can just use this, right? It's free. So I'm going to attempt to put this on. Let's see. Okay, lighting's not the greatest because of the angle I'm in and where the sun is, but I'm going to attempt to put this on some kind of way. Last night I pulled over on the highway and just rigged this up so I could get off the highway and get to my parking location. So this kept it from dragging the ground last night, because it was, trust me, dragging the ground. Alright, I think I can attach it to this, which I believe is the axle. So I'm probably going to want to fit it as tightly as I can around. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just don't want it to drag the ground. So this looks like something I'm gonna have to fix fairly soon, unfortunately. Alright, I gotta get all the way under here so I can tighten this up. I should have put this back wheel up on the curb. It's gonna be hard to get under here, but oh yeah, see this little thing. Uh-oh. What is this? Yep, it did break. Wow, that sucks. Well, Man, did it break. I need a third hand. I need somebody to hold this. Oh, Lord. It's like I need someone to hold this for me while I try and attach it up here somewhere. Ay, ay, ay. A little rusty. No wonder it broke. Jeez Louise. Alright, I cannot get this pushed up. I need something to push this up while I use both hands to tighten the metal. And I don't think I have anything that will do that. So, what can I do here? Think. I'm supposed to be on the road right now. Getting ready to go get my power done with Brother Carlos. And I'm sitting here trying to figure this out. Ugh. I don't know what I can use to push this up. This needs to be held up while I string the... Maybe I should have put the bungee back on. Let me put the bungee back on, see if that helps any. The bungee wasn't super tight, but it helped a little anyway. Kept it kind of up. I actually had the bungee, there's a hole here, and I had the bungee stuck in that hole. See, that's not holding it up as high as I need it to be. I need it to be much higher than that. And maybe I can get my jack and try and jack it up a little bit, slightly. Going to attempt to jack this up ever so slightly, increment by increment, little by little. I've never had a jack like this before. So, says see owner's guide for detailed jacking instructions. I know I need some other tool besides this, I think. I wouldn't be able to jack the car up turning by hand like this, but it works for this situation. At least I hope anyway. Try and get it as high as I can. It's working, just slow. And turning this hurts my hand. My hands have been really painful a lot lately. All the work I think I've been doing on the van is catching up to me. Alright, if I can get it about inch and a half higher, that would be awesome. Okay, if I can get another ½ inch or so, I think I will be good to go. Alright, I think I'm almost at the same height where the thing is. Almost. Alright, I think that's as good as it's going to get for me for my hand. So, I will put you guys under there so you can see me. And let's see what happens. Okay. Oops. Picked up my keys. Twist this a couple times, then go over again. Twist it a couple of times. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Sorry, I just realized you couldn't see anything. Alright, so I twisted it a couple times, went around, twisted it again. I'm trying to hook it up to where it was originally. Just not sure that's going to work. Because people are wondering, what the hell is she doing? I'm trying to fix my tailpipe. That's what I'm doing. That's what the flick I'm doing. So much dirt, dust, and rust. Alright, this is definitely going to drop down some after I let it down. It's not as tight as it could be. I just don't have the arm strength to make it as tight as it needs to be. But it shouldn't drag the ground. I think I'm going to tighten up the bungee cord with the smaller one and keep that on as well. So with the two things, hopefully it'll be okay. So let me go get a shorter bungee cord. two smaller bungee cords, a small red one and a small thin black one. I'm gonna attach those as well as extra measures. Just because, you know, why not? Better safe than sorry. Actually, I'll put this bungee under, I'll put those two bungees underneath, I think. I think I'm gonna put these two bungees under instead of where the other bungee is. I'm gonna just leave the original bungee I put in there. And is there a hole here? There is not. Ugh. This is crazy. It's a little bit too tight. Again, I don't have really good grip strength, so I can't pull this as hard as I know it will go. I just don't have the grip strength for it. It's very difficult for me to pull, grip. I just don't have it. My joints in my hand and stuff with the arthritis and the joint condition as well. It's very difficult. Ugh. But I'm gonna keep trying. Oh, I think I got it. Alright. And this one, I think I will put here. Over here. I don't know if this one's gonna hold. It's pretty thin. Might pop off with one good bump on the road. But I think with all these different mechanisms up here, this should stay on until I can fix it. So we've got the wire coat hanger, we've got a tight red bungee cord, we've got a tight thin black bungee cord, and then I have the original bungee cord. I'm just gonna leave all this up here with all the bumps and stuff I'm about to encounter on the highway. Hopefully they'll all stay, but if one or two pop off, the other two should hold, is what I'm hoping for. Alright, let me get on the road to Carlos. Well, I'm not sure. I put a couple of bungee cords and a wire coat hanger. The tailpipe. Huh?
You need to change tire?
No, the tailpipe, it fell down. It didn't come off, it just, the metal bracket that holds it broke.
Okay.
Yeah, it broke.
So
yeah.
You tied it off?
Yeah, I tied it with a bungee and stuff. Thanks. So I'm hoping, as I said before, all of this holds. Now we'll just jack it down. Whew. And hopefully everything holds. That's all I can say, right? It won't drag the ground anyway, that's for sure. Might not be as high as it needs to be, but it definitely won't be dragging on the ground. There we go. Just because that was definitely dragging the ground last night. And you know, I thought this was hanging kind of low. My tailpipe was hanging kind of low when I parked yesterday. I said, oh, the tailpipe looks really low considering how high this van is. So it must have been hanging on and I did not know that. And when I parked, it brushed up against the curb, and I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting that it brushed up against the curb, because my tailpipe should not be hitting the curb on a van this high. At least that's what I thought in my mind. Just a fleeting, quick little thought. You know, it didn't dawn on me to get up under there and check anything, obviously. Who would think to check up underneath? I just thought it was curious that it rubbed the curb when I backed in, because I usually park backed in, and I'm not gonna put that back. I gotta go. So I thought it was, these is the hands of a working woman right here. These filthy hands. I just thought it was interesting that it did that. I have trash I need to throw away. And since I'm at the Home Depot, I'm going to throw my trash away. Home Depot, Walmart, yada, yada, yada. I try not to shop at Home Depot ever since they fired the two guys. The two black gentlemen. I'm kind of boycotting Home Depot, but I kind of didn't have a choice, because the area that I'm in, there really isn't a Lowe's nearby. So anyway, let me go dump my trash in the Home Depot trash. Anyway, as I was saying, I noticed that the tailpipe was a little bit low when I parked yesterday, because it hit the curb, and I thought, come on, I've never hit the tailpipe of my minivan or SUV or any other vehicle I've had. Why would the tailpipe be hitting? Seems to me that the tailpipe in a van this tall would be, you know, tall. So now I understand why. That must have already been getting ready to break or something. So now I know why. I know why it broke now. I know what was going on. I know why it was hanging low, rather. I don't know why it broke. I think it broke because of the rust. But I know why it was hanging so low. Because it was about to break, I assume. Anyway, when I was on the highway last night, and that was almost 10 o'clock at night when that happened. So, I pulled over on the shoulder from the highway last night, and I went ahead and hooked it up with that one orange and yellow, or red and yellow bungee cord you saw, the original one that I had on there. And that got it off the ground for me to get off at the next exit, because I was pretty much at my exit when it happened, thank goodness. So I got off at the next exit and was able to get to my parking location. It was too hot to deal with anyway. Probably would have burned my, sorry, the sun's behind me, therefore you're getting a dark screen. I probably would have burned my hand or arm trying to do anything more than I did last night to it, because it was hot from driving. So, I did that, got off the exit, went and parked. And the Home Depot is literally 2 minutes, if that. Yeah, I guess with the light that you have to wait at. 2 minutes from where I was. So, alright, hopefully this is all I've got to deal with today as far as van repairs. Ugh. However, I do have to take my, I didn't even take my, whatchamacallits off this morning. I sleep with my, depending on where I'm parked, I sleep with these mesh net things over my window so that I can keep the windows cracked as long as it's not going to rain. But, yeah, that's what I do. Anywho, I didn't even take these off this morning. I drove straight here in a hurry to get this taken care of, because I did not want to hit the road to drive 3 hours away to where Brother Los is located. I gotta go take the other one off on the other side. To where Brother Los is located, or Brother Carlos rather, whichever you want to call him. Anyway, I didn't want to drive the 3 hours away with that tailpipe. not being more secure. And so that's what I did. So these are universal mesh thingamabobbers. I'm trying to get you guys. There you go. I got my little tripod. But these are universal mesh pocket things that Judy gave me. Judy, you see her on a lot of the lives. She's a moderator and a friend. But she gave these to me before I left. Or maybe it was when I left the West Coast? I don't remember. It might have been before I left the West Coast. I think it was before I left the West Coast. So yeah. Those work wonderfully. So as soon as I get my mesh for the barn doors, the back doors and the side doors, no more bugs. Hopefully, anyway. Ugh. This is a really high van. Alright, so if you haven't noticed, this video is pretty much not edited. It's raw footage because as I'm driving, I'm going to be uploading this video so that you can get it first thing this morning and not late like you did yesterday's video. And therefore that means I don't have time to edit it. So I'm pretty much going to create a thumbnail picture and upload this joker exactly as it is. There will be no music. It's going to be raw, unedited footage for the most part. Yeah, there won't be any music. Sorry about that. All right. Have a wonderful Thursday, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Mwah. You are loved.